Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing the weekly read today from June 24th to July 1st for the sign of Cancer. Alright, Cancers, let's get right into it for this week. You're going to pull out your two Romance Angel cards. Let's see what it's hitting for. Hope you're having a good June so far. Alright, it's the last week of June now, really. So, let's see what this last week entails before we get into the real thick of summer. Show me, Cancer, 24th to July 1st. Show me. Alright. Alright, Cancer. What? Oops, it's the bottom. Let's see what we got. First card is going to be True Love. Oh, wow. I love that card. And pay attention to red flags. Uh-oh. True Love and pay attention to red flags. So all kinds of stuff going on, huh? Right? We're going to see what that all entails with the reading once we get these cards out. What's going on with Cancer this week? Talking about true love and paying attention to red flags. What's up with that? What are our Cancers looking forward to? Give me some clear messages, reaffirmations, affirmations, warning signs. Show me a clear picture for this week about the major relationship or dynamic. It's going to be taking center stage for our lovely Cancers this week. Show me what's going on. Show me. Whoop. Sun has popped out. Interesting. I usually don't take flyers, but if they pop out face down like that, I'll take it. Sun had to come out there. Interesting. So that could indicate true love, surely, right? New beginnings. Show me. Your center card for the week, Two of Wands, moving forward with plans. Ace of Swords, Hanged Man, wow, and Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite Pentacle cards. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Wow, how interesting. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Cups. So, yeah, there's definitely someone wants to make a commitment. Someone wants to make a commitment. Someone wants to wife you or husband you, right? Or you want to get that husband. You're moving forward with your plans, right? The next step. Certainly, I feel like you're looking forward to getting that next step in a relationship. I think this makes me, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking about marriage, right? Like somebody's trying to take a step closer to a marriage situation or a situation that allows them to be more committed with each other and together, right? King of Cups enjoys commitment. He's not the Knight of Cups. He's the doting father. He's the lover, the husband who loves his wife, who wants to marry, be married, be committed. The Sun is here too, though. Interestingly enough, the Sun is here. So it's like a whole new thing blossoming. Right? This certainly is like as if this has come out of nowhere, right? This is very much feels like summer love coming in. It's very romantic. It's very hot right now, but let's see where we're getting. We got Ace of Swords. So Cancer, you're feeling really kind of like industrious right now. You're feeling really like you're feeling like your communication level is stepped up, right? You've stepped up your ability to talk, almost like your game. You know, your game. You step your game up, literally. But your game in terms of your self-confidence, talking to the opposite sex or, you know, whichever sex it is that you're interested in, but talking to that that person, you're feeling more confident, you're feeling sexier, you're feeling like you're getting a little victory coming in. Could be people starting to pay a little bit of attention to you. This King of Cups certainly has their eye on you, right? So you're feeling quite vindicated right now. Ace of Swords is like, you know, is when we talk about new ideas and new projects, right? But also very much like a vindication, a feeling of like, you know, when something comes in that you've been waiting for some time, or that you've been fighting for as well. Sometimes it can also be like messages or information that comes in and that validates your position, right? So yeah, you feel very like, very validated right now. You know, you certainly feel a lot of self-esteem and confidence, but certainly something's coming in for you right now that's making you feel like it's all been worth it, right? Like the wait has been worth it. This could be a message. It could be an opportunity. It could be a legal issue, right? But it's some kind of communication, legitimate talking, meeting, letter, email, something to do with some part of your life that you probably struggled with for quite some time. But now that this is coming in, it's making you feel like it was all worth it. You know, it's making you feel like you were right all along. You know, like, you know, you saw, you know, you were like ahead of your time with a particular idea. And now that, you know, it's you're being proven for that. And you're certainly, your person who you're dealing with this week, interestingly enough, you see them as kind of like, you're not quite sure about them. You're not quite sure if they're going to be able to move with you. I think this is the red flags that we're talking about here, right? Because interestingly enough, this person has come in with all the commitment in the world, right? And they've come in with like, oh, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to commit to you. I don't want to work with you. I want to work towards mutual prosperity. 10 of Pentacles is underneath of that, right? And they certainly came in like a real bolt, right? But, and I'm going to get back to the Sun card, because the Sun does indicate a sense of loneliness or being alone, even though you're very happy, right? But anyway, this person has come in with these kind of promises, right? And they seem real stable, because he's not coming like a Knight of Cups. You know, he certainly has come in and kind of very much perpetrated a real kind of stable and committed energy. But there's no follow through, right? There's no follow through. They're saying all the right things, but they're not doing any of them, right? It almost seems as though like, yeah, they seem to keep kind of getting you with their gab and with their, you know, with the, they have a good gift of gab. They can talk the right talk, but you're starting to see red flags, right? You're starting to see red flags because this person in general is quite lazy. They talk a good game, but they actually don't do anything. They don't move forward. They're very lazy. They're very stuck. They're one of these people who love to talk about all these great ideas for what they want to do, but they're absolutely incapable of working towards them because they're just too fucking lazy. They just don't want to put the work in. They love to sit around and talk about it, but they don't want to put the work in. You know, every time you turn around, it's like, you know, they can talk to you about some project until the cows come home, but every time you turn around, they're sitting somewhere just drinking, or they're sitting in the house, or they're just not doing anything towards it. You know, but they're ever so like encouraging and, oh yeah, we're gonna do it like this, and we're gonna be da 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 and da da da, you know, and it's just like, it's just nonsense, and you see that it's nonsense. That's why you have the red flags up right now. And you realize that where you're going, this person is not going to be able to go with you. They're going to totally drag you back, I believe. You know, I just don't think they have what it takes. And you have very much like, 9 of Pentacles is very much like, you've worked very hard for what you've got. You worked hard for your like kind of your money situation. You've worked hard for your status. You've worked hard to take care of yourself, right? You've taken care of your body. You've maintained your cosmetic care. You've maintained yourself, right? And at the same time, you've worked very hard for that garden. That garden took tending every day, you know? And it's just like, yo, are you really prepared to share all of this that you've worked so hard for with someone who's not willing to match the effort? Though they may come in with all of this kind of very romantic, this is the romance of a lifetime attitude, that doesn't always necessarily mean that's true. It's not fact necessarily. It's a feeling, right? And nines talk about self-realization, the relationship to self. Also talks about being alone and solitary. Sometimes being isolated from others, you know. Now here, Nine of Pentacles is like, sometimes what you've accomplished can isolate you from others. Sometimes your wealth or the abundance that you've accomplished can sometimes isolate you from others who were not able to keep up with you or follow where you went. Sometimes that can be like when you grow up and you have friends and it's like you drift apart because your lifestyles don't match anymore. Because your work ethic doesn't match anymore, and where you've ended up is, you know, you've ended up someplace where you're kind of like, you know, sometimes it can be that this wealth that you've accrued kind of isolates you. You see, she's in the garden by herself. Remember, the first nine of the major arcana is the Hermit. So it's very like hermited, kind of working solitary for something, but then finding yourself on your own, and that's not really where she wants to be. This character, she doesn't necessarily want to be on her own, but she's realizing that she is. And to get to the true 10 of Pentacles, where there you have the union, right? She needs to perhaps, you know, even though she's taking care and watching and protecting, right? The flip side is that, you know, once she gets to 10s, once she's able to find someone who's like-minded, who is at her level, they will have abundance together and vibrate together, and it'll all work out, right? But it's like you need to meet like-minded people, right? So yeah, you're feeling very much protective, certainly paying attention to the red flags, because you don't want to squander what you have worked for. And I mean that in terms of yourself, your monetary wealth, but also yourself, you know, all of the work that you've put into yourself to be this beautiful person and to maintain yourself inside and out. Do you really want to waste it on somebody who really doesn't seem like they're going to move at all? This person sees themselves as collaborating with you, certainly. What did I say earlier? Three of Pentacles talks about plans and projects, right? So this person certainly has been doing a lot of kind of like seeing as if like you guys are certainly should be working together, you know, you guys are two peas in a pod. They see themselves as your equal, right? I believe they see themselves as your equal, and I believe they see themselves, truly believe what they're saying. They truly do, you know, they buy their own hype. All right, they buy their own hype, right? And you know, and they also see you because you're doing so well. I think part of it is that they see an opportunity with you, right? They see an opportunity because they can see from you what you've been doing and accomplishing. They can see that you're in the sun. Look at that. You know, you've accomplished all these things. So they, in the back of their mind, even though they're coming in with this kind of love, true love thing, right? In the back of their mind, they see you as an opportunity to increase their wealth. But they're not really telling you, you know, I don't think, and I think they probably, in their head, they probably have all the best intentions. Like I said, they are buying their own hype. I don't think this person is mature enough to face up to the fact that they're actually not able to keep up with you. I don't think that it's so much like a narcissistic, toxic thing, but it's more like you're dealing with somebody who's extremely immature and just like a child. Right? What they think is hard work is not hard work at all. You know, what they think is them, you know, putting their effort in is like no effort at all. So they legitimately really feel like they have something with you or should have something with you, but it's very much this kind of like blinded, immature kind of vision that they have of themselves. They have absolutely, you know, this person's probably been very spoiled in their lives in some way. You know, and they just really have absolutely no idea of what it really takes. And so, of course, like I said before, they talk a good game. You know, they believe they're equal to others. They believe all of that. And they also don't see any problem with seeing you as an opportunity because they feel like they deserve it, right? But they don't, right? And, you know, there's a lot of kind of like they feel like they're having to come in and do a lot of fighting and talking and acting like the knight in shining armor, right? To get this relationship. You know, they're very much putting on this kind of like real like attitude of being a go-getter for you. I think it's very much a kind of like a show, you know. They like put this whole, they're very bravado, you know. This person is, they're almost like, it's, you know what I would say, they're almost like one of these people that it's like painful to watch them act the way they act, because it's like you see right through them, but they don't see that you see right through them. So it's like, you know, when somebody acts in such a kind of ridiculous, you know, garish way, and they feel like, you know, and they believe that they're just being hot stuff, and you're looking at them like, oh my God, can't you see how embarrassing you are? Can't you see how much you're embarrassing yourself? You know, like, you just look ridiculous. You know, and I think that's it. I think they put on a lot of antics for you. Certainly out in public, they're doing that. I think they're one of these people that when they're out in public, they're talking louder than everybody so that they can hear you. When they're talking to you, it's like they're looking at everybody else in the room. You ever talk to one of people like that? It's like when they're talking to you, it's almost like their eyes are always looking over your head or looking up and around. They're never quite looking into your eyes, you know. Those are people who are putting on a show. That's generally a sign that they're putting on, it's a sign that somebody's performing, right? They're performing, and they're so eager to see how their performance is doing that while they're performing, they're watching everybody else in the room to see if they're looking at them. To me, when I see people act like that, it's like thoroughly embarrassing. I have to turn away because it's like I can see what's happening, and it's like I physically get embarrassed for them. But this is how this person acts. It's very childish. And again, you're seeing the red flags. You know, you're seeing a lot of red flags. Now, what I was saying about the sun, I wanted to get back to. The sun is another 9, right? You've got a 9 here, you got a 9 here. Remember, I said 9 is it's the number of solitariness, being alone, being separated, perhaps isolated. It's the self-realization number. 9 in major arcana. The first one is the hermit, but the second one here is the 19, the sun. And it indicates that a lot of times you can be on top of the world, but as a consequence of being where you're at, you have to, by nature, sometimes be on your own. Because not everyone can follow you into the sun, right? And oftentimes when you find yourself in this place, you do find yourself alone. You do find yourself not necessarily with a like-minded person who has followed your path as well, you know? To be exalted in the sun and to have, like, you know, all of these affirmations coming in and fame. Sometimes this can indicate fame as well. You know, it's just by nature of that kind of state, being in that state, that oftentimes you are alone. And you want companionship. You want to share the sun with someone, excuse me. You want to share the sunshine with someone, right? Say that 3 times fast. Share the sunshine with someone, right? Everybody wants to. You know, everybody wants to be in the sun with a lover, with a friend, with someone that they can share the experience with. But unfortunately, it doesn't always happen that way. And I think the sun has come out here because where you're going right now, you are in the sun. And even though this person has made you feel like this is a perfect whirlwind, true love, romance, the red flags are there, and you will be let down by that, you know, because it's just not there. And you're going to end up, what will end up happening is when you hitch your ride to somebody like this, what ends up happening is you lose sight of your dreams and goals, and you end up being just as stagnant and stagnated as they are. And then 5-10 years later, you find yourself that you've never accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. You're with this person who still hasn't accomplished anything, and worse yet, you resent them now. So take care. Give me a deeper message on this reading for our lovely Cancers. Show me. I keep hearing that song, Let the Sun Shine. Let the sun shine think it's third world. Yeah, I know. It's hard. Sometimes in our eagerness to share our lives, especially when it's going well, our eagerness to add that component of romance and love and adventure sometimes can blind us. And people take advantage of that. They see you in the sun and they kind of vibe off of your energy and they make you believe that they're right there with you when they're really not at all, you know. They're really very much riding on your vapors and they haven't done anything to kind of justify their position next to you at all. You know what I mean? All right, we've got 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords. The wheel is turning, Wheel of Fortune, Temperance, 8 of Wands, and King of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. Yeah, you're in the beginning of a whole new journey. All right. The Fool also comes up when we realize things about ourselves, when we have epiphanies. The Fool is us traveling through the tree of life, ascending and descending, up and down throughout life, throughout lives. Right, that is the nature of the winding snake that goes through the tree of life. You're constantly winding in and out, right? So that's the Fool. When the Fool shows up, it talks about taking particular care to look at where you are in your life now, and what, you know, where you are in your life now, on your road, on your path, right? Whatever your goal for this life is, where are you now? Take stock of it, because you're about to take a turn. You're about to take a junction. You're about to start a new segment on that path, right? And so, yeah, it takes a certain amount of leap of faith, but it also takes a very much of you staying aware, being aware in this moment. So here we go. 10 of Wands is coming out. You're ready. You're ready to lay down baggage and burdens, right? Like I said, this information is coming in. It's going to relieve you. It's going to make you feel vindicated. It could even be that you get some information this week that gives you proof that this person is kind of not really the person you want to be with. And 10 of Wands clarifies that, meaning, yeah, you're at the end of a period in your life where you now, a certain stage of your life is now closed, and there's a lot of baggage that you've put down. You don't have the same hang-ups you used to have. And it's certainly now that you're getting some accolade, you're getting information coming in that's vindicating you, that's letting you know you're on the right track, right? Now, better than ever, when you're paying attention to red flags, you're finding it a lot easier to follow your heart, because you don't have the baggage you used to have before, which may have made you more susceptible to this type of individual. You don't have it anymore. You have the self-confidence now. You just need to build on that. 6 of Swords is talking about moving away, moving towards harmony. Right? So yeah, you do very much want to move away from these types of individuals that give you nothing but sorry about that. My camera just cut out again because of a message coming through. But yeah, you see this, like I said, with the red flags popping up, right? With this person really showing their true colors, their actions not jiving with their words. You don't want it anymore. 6 of Swords is like, you don't even really want to argue. You don't want to convince anyone. You're so done with relationships where the communication is false or off, or, where people don't really live up to what they're saying, right? They pretend to be one way and they're really not that way at all. They talk a good game, but they never put the effort in. And you're so done with that. You want harmony in your relationships, and you want your relationships to reflect where you're at. So you're absolutely ready to listen to these red flags. You just don't want to go there. And Wheel of Fortune is turning for you right now. A lot of fortunate things are coming into your life right now, Cancer. You're having a lot of really fortuitous opportunities coming. This is the Wheel of Fortune, not the Wheel of Misfortune. So the opportunities coming in are good. They're viable. They're once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. So, all the better for you right now. And also all the better for you to be more careful, because you will attract that type of energy of people who want to ride your coattails, who want to ride your vapors and your steam. They want so much to be a part of that sun that's emitting from you right now in your life, that they want to be a part of all of that. So you should take care, right? And it is very important to pay attention to those red flags, because right now doors are opening. This person feels like Temperance. They just feel like, if they just bide their time, They're gonna, you know, they're very confident. Honestly, they're very confident, and it's like even more comical because they you know, they're one of these people that every time something comes up, they have an answer for it, you know. Every time somebody has a criticism or a problem or anything to do with them that might be a negative or a slight, they've always got some answer for it, you know. Well, you know, like it's the person, like, okay, every time you go up to me, you say, like, say for instance, this is the person that you go up to, and that, like, say every couple months you see them, you say to them, like, oh, hey, last time I saw you, you said you were going to be opening up that bookstore, right? What happened with that? And then the person says to you, oh, man, yeah, I was all ready to do that, but they weren't ready, you know, and they just couldn't, you know, they didn't have their shit together. They didn't have the property up to the standard that I wanted it, you know, so I skipped on that. I put that on. And the truth of the matter is that they never had any opportunity coming in. They never did anything about it. There was, you know, everything that they're saying is just kind of like an answer, another answer for why they didn't accomplish what they said they were going to accomplish, right? And that's like their MO. That's their constant MO. They never really, you never see them actually do anything or accomplish everything. And every time you ask them about it, there's always some excuse why. And that excuse always seems to involve somebody else but them. They certainly see, here we go, Ace of Pentacles. And look at this. You got Eight of Wands. They certainly see a lot of opportunity with you. Certainly opportunity for great success financially, but they just see a lot of opportunity coming in. They see you as having a lot of opportunities, and they want a part. They want to be a part of it. You know, they want a part of it. They want those opportunities to be their opportunities as well. You know, and they're very kind of, I want to say opportunistic. You know, this person is a very opportunistic person. And as much as they're telling you, like I said, as much as they might be kicking their good love game, but a lot of that is just to really kind of suck you. And this person is quite selfish and immature. And they naturally love you because they feel as though, of course they love you. They feel like you're the right person for them because of all of this stuff you've accomplished. Not because they deserve you truly, or they've worked, you know, that they really deserve or have worked in their own right to have somebody like that. They just not, you know, they're very entitled. Right? And so they feel entitled to other people's sort of good fortune as well. So like I said, they have these antics, right? And it's as well like, you know, they have this pomposity. You know, they really feel like they're the shit. And they strut around. They pretend to be the King of Wands. There's nothing to prove that they are. It doesn't see, you know what I mean? There's nothing to suggest that they are. There's nothing to suggest that anything that they say they've accomplished, they've actually accomplished. They very much want to act like they're the, you know, like I said, they're everybody, right? They're the King of Wands. They're the King of Cups. They're the Knight of Swords. You know what I'm saying? That's who they are. This person is like everything all the time. They feel like they're everything. They're the best lover. They're the best this. They're the best that. You know what I mean? They're the best leader for the job. You know, they just feel like they're always the best and they're always the one, you know, and it's just so kind of like, it's just not earned in any kind of way, you know. And they're trying to really almost live vicariously through you. All right, Cancer, so this is it. I'm going to call it June 24th to July 1st. A lot of these readings this week have been about watching out for toxic people, selfish people, self-serving people. This is the third reading I've done like this that's about this, so it's quite amazing. But yeah, absolutely pay attention to the red flags. I don't think this is true love at all. I think this person is talking a real good game, and if this resonates with you, Cancer, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So you remember to like, subscribe, and share. Sound off below. Tell me what you're going through. If you want to get a private reading, just follow that link that's at the bottom of the screen. Oh, God, Cancer, what a trip. But for right now, I'm going to tell you I love you and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.